So if there's anything you wanted to share with the world now, what's the future? Where do you go from here? You got your 3579, you've got the global warming tour sauce, you've got Raging Cajun Yaza, you've got Gardilic, which we haven't got on display here. Got a whole bunch of stuff like that. What's next for Hannahmans? Write that down. Gardilic.
Write that down. When I get back, we are taking another evolutionary step on our branding. So we've got our one roadside barbecue, which operates in Barrie, Ontario, which is about an hour north of Toronto. We're going to be opening up another one down in Port Perry, which is about an hour north of, half an hour north of Oshawa. Oshawa is an hour east of Toronto, to give you the bearing. So we're going to be starting, it will be operational in December of this year, and we're going to carry that through until we're catering to snowmobilers and that kind of thing for the winter folk that, lots of snow. And so we're going to be there, and then we're going to be reestablishing ourselves back in that area into our retail stores and getting the sauces out there. Currently we're in about 50 stores in the local central Ontario area. Our goal for next year is we want to amp that up to at least being into 100 stores, if not more, but we're going to set a goal at 100, so we want to double our production value.
Yep.
And at that point now we're looking at, okay, now we're going to take, next summer, we're going to take the whole roadside barbecue, we're going to take it to another level, and that level is going to be some epic foods that I can actually send you some pictures that you can show them, that they would be, behind us, that the, smoked pork, smoked roast beef sandwiches, smoked meat products. But what we do is, the value in what we give them is that we can give you a sandwich that looks like this, but we're only charging you whatever that we feel that is fair, and it doesn't have to be that we're raping somebody for that in terms of the dollar value. So that's the next evolution. I think we're about probably realistically a year and a half to maybe 2 years away from hitting the grocery store. I do have some meetings set up when I get back with some of the bigger retailers, but I'm taking it as I'm going to use it as a learning experience. I don't expect that they're going to say, "Hey, come on in, you're the greatest guy ever." Now, I want to go talk to them and see what the process is of getting myself in there, and what do I have to go through, because that's a different world entirely.
Yeah, cool. So, all right, so that's pretty exciting plans for growth. So if you were to, some entrepreneur was to walk up here and say, "Okay, Dave, you've been on this journey so far. What 3 pieces of advice could you give me that you've learned from your journey, from, handing the keys in to everything to all the way through to realizing some aha moments, some luck, some chance, all this sort of stuff we talked about. What would you give them as their advice?"
You want 3 things?
3 things, mate.
Don't do it.
Great advice. Don't do it.
No, I mean, you know what? In anybody who's set out to do something, and we've had great conversations about, it's heavy weight to carry on your shoulders when somebody uses the terminology of an entrepreneur. It's like, you get all nervous about that. But there is a distinctual difference between the fact of what is a business owner and what is an entrepreneur. And that is, you're the master of that. But the idea for me, if I was to say any advice, well, first of all, it's going to take longer than you think. It's going to take more money than you think. And you're going to make less than you think for a longer period of time than you think. You have to be committed in it. You have to be patient. And, the best business plan in the world is, you just don't go from here up. You're going to go, you're all over the place. And you got to come back and you got to review. And you got to ask yourself tough questions. And like I have a series of mentors. I have a series of people that I lean on. I have people that I talk to about, am I in the right direction? And I've got our buddy TLC that, he kicked my ass, get it straight, stay focused. You got to keep this going. And surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. In my case, that's not hard. But
that just gets me just above the bar there. just smidgen above. just raise the bar. Raise the bar a little bit.
It's like, you have to be humble on it. And it's like, if you think that it's about you, you're really sadly mistaken,
Yeah, and and thanks for sharing that, because I know there's a lot of people out there who'll be watching and will sit there like, sometimes we listen to other people's stories. It sounds like, oh, they had a couple of hiccups and that, but it is, it's a long journey. Sometimes it does cost you more than what you think. You won't make as much as you think. There's people, an entrepreneur is working a couple of years harder than anybody else, so you can live like nobody else. And,
yeah, you got to break, and
which is to me, is really a bunch of crap. Because actually, if it's really you're an entrepreneur, it's a spiritual pursuit through business. I mean, you're bringing your passion, whatever it is, to the world through business, and that's not something that you just do really hard, kick ass for like 2 years, and then live like a king for the next.
Well, I mean, first of all, you still have to work at it.
Yeah.
I mean, you may benefit for some luxuries out of it. But
yeah,
the thing
absolutely.
is that if I did my first sauce in 1998, I mean, we're going on 25 years, 20. I don't even 17 years.
Yep.
See, I told you, I'm not that smart. So I mean, this journey without really knowing. I mean, this started 17 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm not here with an open credit card to I worked 4.5 years to save money to be able to come to have a little break at the end of one part of my chapter. I'm finished that chapter, and now I'm moving on to the next. So I'm not sitting here with a big wallet. Excuse me. I got to get up. That's not it. It's one of those things that I saved for it, and I knew that I was going to budget a certain amount of money for it, and here we are. And I think we've been out once in terms of going out to an establishment, having some drinks and stuff.
Food and beverage.
Well, it was awesome. But the
Got to
idea.
entertain your guests when they come onto Profit TV. So just as a bonus,
Yeah.
come sit on the studio here at Profit TV. I'll take you out for some
It'll be
sneaky beverages.
one.
One sneaky beverage.
So, but that's our focus has been. We spend our days chatting and talking about doing things, and you supply that mentorship to me. And I'm here. I'm here as an opportunity to work with you and to have that global warming and get people to taste it and try it and stuff like that. But it's not because I'm here with an open credit card to do whatever.
You didn't fly on Air Sauce One and land here and then the private jet.
Economy.
Yes. And in the end, you kept things simple.
Yep.
Which is critical, I think, in any business. But keep it simple. Sometimes luck and chance comes your way, and embrace that luck and chance without a doubt. And the old adage: the harder I work, the luckier I get. I thought one really interesting thing is knowing when to close and when to open.
Yep.
You knew when it was time to shut the thing, hand the keys in, but then you also knew when it was time to open back up again.
Yeah.
But open up in a different way, all right? But you also listened to what the market was telling you, which is really powerful. And once again, the business you're not in yet is probably bigger than the one you're currently in. And then the other thing which you talked about is having mentors. And really honored to be one of them, but I know you have several, which is great, in different aspects of your business. Looking at people who have been where you would like to go, or have done what you would like to do, or have a background or experience and skill set in that space, who have proven themselves in that place. And once again, but mentors are there to listen to, but you don't have to do everything they say.
No.
Right? But it's there just to, that sounding board, someone to challenge your thinking, those sort of things. No different for me with you is I just question your answers. I don't answer your questions for you. I don't have the answers to your questions, but I'll question all your own answers. So you say, what do you think? Well, why do you do that? Why would you want to do that? And having somebody who can challenge your thinking at that level, I think is really important for business. I mean, I have those people myself.
Yeah, we all need them.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. And the last thing I wrote down here was, stay away from novelty. I know like there's novelty sauces and all that, but to me, really, I think pursuit through business or spiritual pursuit through business, that should be something that is not a novelty. It may be new to the world. It may be innovative, which it should be. Or could be, but it's just some little game you're playing. Like you're just wasting time. It's I told you I would be bringing people from around the globe. The first one's all the way from Canada, 18,000 miles away, to come here to the studio to make a bit of a fun video here with us and have some fun on the global warming tour. # global warming tour.
Well, you mentioned that about one of the things I think with you mentioned fun, and I think a lot of people take what they do a little bit too serious.
Yep.
Because I've been here for just over a week, or
Yep.
I don't even know what day it is right now, but to be honest with you. But we've had nothing but fun.
Right.
As much as we're doing stuff, and it's not stuff that it costs money.
No.
But don't lose yourself in the fact of that you're going to be all, I'm Mr. Businessman and I have to do this. It's like, you know what? A smiling face sometimes opens a lot of doors, right? So
absolutely. Once again, that's being connected to people because people buy people, right?
Yeah, they enjoy it.
Absolutely. And once again, you talk about the products, which is great. But the face behind the products, the why behind the products, that's what people looking, and then the whole connection. I think it's really important in business is to get back to the human to human, business to business, business to consumer.
Well,
it's still human to human.
That's another show.
Yeah, but we can talk about that another episode.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We can go have a beer and come back and do another show, right? But here's
episode 2 with Dave Hannah. Episode 3 with Dave Hannah.
I can put on a disguise. Who do you want me to be?
We'll just swap seats.
No, but I mean, we have lost in our world. I mean, I say this to my young daughter all the time. It's like, you know what? We've lost our communication skills because everybody's doing this, right?
Right.
And it's like, it's good to have that, open dialogue, as I've said to you. It's like, you have that open dialogue of open communication and not to be, yeah, you can hack me up. I understand that. I can take it. But the thing is that my idea or my concept of the open dialogue is that something will come out of it. Right, like something will come out of it, and we did that today. I mean, we I can't remember what it is right now, but we had a great idea.
We wrote that shit down over there. Though.
Yeah, write that shit down. And that, that's it. And thanks for coming by, Dave. I appreciate your time. I'm
thanks for having me in the studio. I really appreciate it. It's great. So once again, the boss of sauce, the kingest thing, the Daver of flavor. Flavor first, heat second.
Do these people have any questions?
And one sauce. 4 levels of heat.
Yeah, and don't go heat as in it starts out at hot. It starts out as a mild, medium, hot, extra hot.
Right, and then I'm a 9 guy, and it's not tongue burning. It is just got the right zip to it, which is fantastic. So look up Hannahmans. We'll put at the end of the video here. We'll put all the links to the Facebook pages and website and various other things if you'd like to check out Hannahmans hot sauces or even just sauces because they ain't so hot.
Yeah. Well, what? We have built an online store, but we're trying to figure out the shipping costs because I'm a realist when it comes to the fact that this is a very good sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Can I say it?
Crap.
Can I say it?
You can say it. We'll bleep it out. Ready?
Yeah, it's fantastic. But I'm also a realist that knows that if I'm going to ship, if somebody orders one bottle and it's going to cost them the cost of the bottle plus $15 in shipping, I'm out of the market.
Yeah.
Right? So we actually built this online store, but we shut it down for temporarily until we figure out how do we get that product to the masses through that miracle thing they just put on computers called the internet.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard of that thing.
Yeah, it's
the interweb thing.
Something like this.
Yeah, these guys here, we're actually live streaming at the same time, which is probably far more comedic at the background because they're getting to see all what's been happening behind the scenes. We might do a little bloopers reel afterwards. We'll see how we go. We should. Just because there's been a little bit hilarious back here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll try and wrap up one more time unless you want to throw one more thing in.
No, I'm good.
You sure?
I don't know yet. You're going to edit me out anyway.
Yeah. The magic is in the editing.
Yeah, it's all about the editing. It's like I'm not even here, really. Thanks
for watching episode 1 of Profit TV. I couldn't think of a better guest to have on the very first episode of Profit TV than Mr. Dave Hannah of Hannahman's Hot Sauces. Really pleasure to have you here. We should go to the bar now, I think.
I'm in.
Because it's a bit hot behind the studio lights here. But thanks again. We'll have all the details where you can find out about Hannahman's. And thanks for watching.